Hi, everyone. My name is Max. I'm reading stage directions.
I'm Meredith, and I'm playing the part of Amy, the counter clerk.
I'm Shay, and I'm playing the part of Byron.
And I'm Kelly, and I'm playing Grace. Can you hear me okay? All right.
This is Chinese Takeaway by Jane Selman. At stage right, there are chairs facing stage left. They represent the front seats, driver and passenger side of a car. At stage left is a table representing the counter of a takeout restaurant. Two people sit in the car. The woman is behind the wheel and the man is on the passenger side. In the takeout joint, there are a few people standing around and a woman behind the counter mimes taking orders and yelling them into the back. The driver is trying to give an order over the phone. Her name is Grace.
Large shrimp fried rice, a small hot and sour soup, and one order of 4 chicken wings.
6-piece minimum. Is that okay?
Byron, it's a 6-piece minimum. Yeah, that's okay. Can I get a turkey egg roll?
Okay, anything else?
Oh, and don't forget the soy sauce and extra and hot mustard.
20 minutes, okay? Your total is $15.40.
Thanks.
She mimes putting the car into gear and pulling out of the parking spot. He plays with the radio and she tries to ignore him.
Don't forget to add extra soy sauce.
Soy sauce, hot mustard, sweet and sour sauce, straws, salt, pepper, napkins, and chopsticks are all on the side near where you order, and I just put everything in the bag.
Why would anybody choose chopsticks? You can hardly get any food that way.
Probably because we don't know how to use them properly. Although I remember being in the Szechuan Garden in Greenmount Avenue, and the lady that owned the restaurant came by as I was having dinner with a friend, and she stopped and said that I used chopsticks well for a Westerner. I was flattered.
Yeah, of course you were. You like being the exceptional white girl.
Putting aside the girl for a moment, what does that mean?
You're the lady who goes overseas and wants all the foreigners to like her.
And what is wrong with that? It's better than what Americans usually do overseas, embarrass the heck out of the U.S. And if I'm in their country, they're not foreigners, they're the residents, I'm the foreigner.
No, they are still foreigners because they aren't Americans. You want to be the person who goes to Iran and has everybody saying, gee, I didn't know Americans were so nice.
Well, I take it you don't want chopsticks, and I'll make sure you get extra soy sauce.
The car has stopped and Grace is getting ready to get out of it.
Anything else you want?
No, just soy sauce.
Grace walks across the stage to the takeout and mimes opening the door and walking in. She goes up to the counter.
I phoned in an order.
Last 4 numbers of your phone?
3049.
She mimes looking into bags, yells something in Chinese to people behind her.
About 5 minutes.
A cook makes a gesture holding up 5 fingers, and Amy says about 5 minutes. Grace nods and sits at the nearest empty table. Byron is using his phone. Grace's phone rings, and she answers.
Byron?
Can you give me a Coca-Cola while you're there?
Yeah, okay. Just regular size, or you want a liter bottle?
Why would I want a liter? Regular.
She finishes the phone call. She gets up, picks up a couple copies of the menu, and then looks at the refrigerator case near her. It holds several sizes and varieties of drinks, bottles of water, and to the side, small containers with plastic lids. She looks at one of the containers and takes it over to the counter.
Can I add this to my order? I'm going to get a Coke, too.
That's fine. I'm not ringing you up until your food is ready.
Byron is on the phone. Grace is sitting again and looking at the menu. Grace answers the phone.
That's not Coca-Cola.
What's not a Coca-Cola?
What you took out of the fridge. That's not Coca-Cola.
No, it's rice pudding.
I see the Coca-Cola from here. I know they have Coca-Cola.
Yes, they do. And when I get up again, I'm going to grab a Coke and put it on the counter and pay for the food and then leave. And if that sequence of events is not satisfactory, you may come in and buy your Coca-Cola, have it rung up separately just to be sure that you get a Coca-Cola. Apparently, you can see me from where you are, so you will know if I forget the Coca-Cola.
No need to be testy. It just seems like wasted motion to me.
Better than wasted emotion. I'll get your Coca-Cola.
Don't forget.
If you see me leave without it, just phone me.
She ends the call. She notices that some newspapers are nearby and picks one up. It's thin and looks like a shopper. She's flipping through it when the phone rings.
What are you reading?
Your obituary if you don't stop calling me.
Got to keep an eye out on the food, you know. They're going to dig around.
Okay.
She hangs up. Grace flips through the little paper and looks like she's reading an article. She's smiling. The phone rings. She looks at it, picks it up.
Hey, Henry. Okay, I will. Don't worry.
She hangs up.
Your food.
Grace gets up, takes a Coke from the refrigerator case and puts it on the counter. She pays and gets a receipt.
May I have another plastic bag?
Sure.
Grace mimes separating the food into 2 bags, puts soy sauce, etc., into each bag. She walks out and gets in the car.
Who was that on the phone?
Mostly you.
No, seriously. Who you talking to?
A coworker.
Why? Work's over.
He asked if I could water the plants because he's out the rest of the week.
What kind of guy worries about plants?
The kind that is responsible for his boss's plants and doesn't want them to die. It's his week to water them.
Well, that's good. Sounds like a fag to me.
I warned you. I hate words like that.
You're not the boss of me.
Oh, spoken like a real 12-year-old. We're here. Chicken wings and the Coca-Cola are in this bag. I assume you do not need any cutlery or chopsticks for the chicken wings.
Hey, don't you want to come in? I thought we might, hang out.
No, not tonight. It's been a long day, and I have to water the plants tomorrow.
She drives away, and he's still standing there looking baffled.
Damn, she's so moody.
Yes, she is.
Thank you.
Oh, keep going. Hey everyone, okay, so I'm Shay again, and this is a monologue with no title, and oddly enough, there's no name on it, so we don't know who this is, but thanks for submitting something. We're going to call it Hi Billy Mays. So it's called Hi Billy Mays. That's what we're going to go with. Hi, Billy Mays here with the laser-guided ice pick, the quickest, easiest, and cleanest way to slay the zombies overrunning your neighborhood. Zombies are beating down your door. Your spouse and children cower behind you. How do you save them? Guns? Knives? Swords? Guns are expensive. You need licenses. You have to wait to get them. You have to reload after every use. You constantly clean them. Liberals are trying to take them. Who has time for all that hassle? Headshots leave a mess. Brains on the floor, brains on the towel, brains on the brand new white carpet. There isn't enough OxyClean to clean all that out. Knives and swords are bulky. They require training. They break. They go dull. Avoid all of these problems and get yourself the laser-guided ice pick. Forged from the finest Australian titanium, it never dulls or breaks. It requires no reloading. Guns, knives, and swords are hard to use, but not the laser-guided ice pick. Just pull it out of the easy carry holster, press the sure stab targeting light, aim, and thrust. Pull, press, aim, and thrust. Boom! The zombie is gone. Pull, press, aim, and thrust. And boom! The zombie is gone. Did you catch that, camera guy? Cleanup is easy. The laser-guided ice pick is dishwasher safe. Storage is a snap. Just put it in the easy carry holster and plug in the holster to the nearest socket to recharge the sure stab targeting light. Order in the next 10 minutes and you will receive a second laser-guided ice pick and easy carry holster for free. Just pay the separate shipping and handling. We're so confident in our product that if you're not satisfied for any reason, just return it for a full refund. We'll even cover the cost of the return shipping and handling. Operators are standing by. What do you have to lose?
All right, thank you. Max, I think that's you too, right? Shall I compare you? You're doing 1.
Okay, got it. That's what I was.
You're doing 2, and I'm doing 3.
I got 2.
Great. Okay,
Thank you.
and these are by Alan Parker, apparently.
Oh, awesome.
Okay. Shall I compare you? Are you a metaphor? I cannot hold a metaphor's hand, nor trade thoughts with it, though it might be more poetic. A metaphor doesn't get sick. It doesn't worry me if it does not respond in season. It doesn't read meanings into emails, though we might also read too much into it. You are a summer day, but then you would have to be more temperate, and both would make you a cliché. Clichés don't challenge me. Your eyes are like the stars, then you would be in disguise. Or, I've had one too many in too short a time. Your eyes are perfect the way they are. Perhaps I shall acquire a quill and parchment and craft you a sonnet so heavenly it will bring tears to the eyes of Taliban, and thus we shall defeat them with kindness.
Dreaming in French. Emerging from a dream into an open pillow. Was dreaming in French strange? I don't speak French again. Life itself is strange, at least unfamiliar. No explanations. Strange to think people judging your appearance, if silver marks or orange stripes, if short, long, medium, if curly, if straight in hair, of the weak, strange to stand knowing your choices make target-like rings in the order of approval, and they don't smile, they avoid you. Are not their friends strange to think, to speak, to look, or read, to find ourselves? Where else would we be? Strange to seek the nature of our mind. To be told the key is a metaphor or search for a God who is already everywhere. I was hearing the timbre of a voice. I know 4 times 12 moons. We exchanged ourselves, red letters, through excitement, now stored silent, shyly adding dust. Strange how we never will hear again under punctuation of iambic rain dots into dashes communicate on window panes. Curled lipstick memories arise in snippets, remind me to behold beauty wherever it poses in the completeness of a pastoral fall. On the leaves of an inner city tree, the way window sunlight illuminates singular strands in the unfamiliar morning, starting with a dream in French.
Maine smells like pine needles, open like horizons. Maine tastes like ice cream, childhood inside us, curled waves. They wash, wax at intersection of time, and place serenity's edge of continent. Here a glacier retreated, left sand, rock, topsoil, and debris. Scores of seagulls circle. Surveyed boardwalks, skee-ball lights seeking stray sparks of cotton candy. Farms fit into fences and drive their Fords to market to fill buckets of corn cobs, blackberries, apple butter. Maine isn't here today in its place in asphalt, asphyxiation, afternoon assault. Disney, Time Warner, Nations Bank, amalgamated, sandblasting, sweaty, thrashing in the Beltway freeway, high anxiety, horn blasting, posing as poster child for blood pressure, knowing in time of a horn honk of a million accumulates on McRegisters. Smiling Maine as red as maple leaves, clean, freshly scrubbed with flowers. Maine smells like pine needles, open like horizons, like cedar resin, rubbed in palm of hands atop tree line on the Appalachian Trail. Top of the world marker, resting Maine is a fantasy, a one-day dream of forward-rushing time. I dig it.
Yeah.
That was nice.
That was 3 poems by Alan Parker.
So our next one is going to be a piece of short fiction, right, Shay? Short fiction? Yeah, short fiction written by Mr. Shay.
Pop's Black Box, 9:21 a.m. My grandmother and some other family members went to a cookout, and I'm staying behind to watch my grandfather. I was nervous because it seems like every time I'm left here alone with him, his memory gets bad. But tonight, I thought that he would have been okay. I was definitely wrong. After he ate his dinner, he slowly marched up the stairs to take a shower. I let him go about his business alone because I figured that he would like the responsibility of doing things on his own. After about 25 minutes or so, I noticed that he had been upstairs for a while. I went up to check on him, and I saw that he had a black toolbox open and another black box that he was trying to pry open. I asked him what he was doing, although I already knew, and of course he said, "I'm trying to get this damn box open." I told him, "Well, I'll be back. I'm going to get some socks to put on my feet." Of course, that was a lie to get my journal. He replied, "I might not be here when you get back." I said, "Well, where are you going?" He answered, "I'm going home." I told him that he was already home. I believe that the box he was trying to open with his bare fingers had his gun inside of it. He was very, very protective of Grandma. He thought that she was so vulnerable and didn't know how to defend herself, or what time to lock all of the house doors to prevent them badass kids from breaking in and robbing us. I knew it was the gun, but he said that maybe it was money that he had saved inside of it. I was positive that he wasn't going to be able to get inside of it, but the thought of that itself is scary. He saw my clothes laying on the bed in the guest room and said, "I'm throwing all this shit out of here." I said, "What stuff?" He said, "All this shit," and took his clothes that he had taken off to shower and put in on top of my clothes. I took his clothes off of mine and told him that what he had just done. I tried not to laugh. It wasn't funny, but it was.
He still insisted after apologizing that he was going to put all this shit in the garbage can and take it home. Almost instantly after saying the word home, he caught himself and said, "Keep on saying home, I'll be damned." I told him once again that I was going to get him some socks because my feet were cold. Of course, it was a lie to get back to my journal. When I went back upstairs to him, he was still prying at the black box. When I got back up there, he immediately told me to take the box downstairs. I was not going to do that because I could only imagine my grandmother's face as she saw that damn box anywhere but where it should be, out of plain sight from everyone. He wanted me to put it in the car. I told him that car wasn't out there and that my dad had took it and put it in the garage. He said, "Well, call him and tell him to get here so I can put the box in the trunk and get out of here." There he does again, talking about home. I had to lie again so that he wouldn't think I was being dishonest. Why was he trying so hard to get his hands on that gun? I knew that he was becoming more and more delusional because of the medicine that he has to take for his cancer. That's just strong as hell. And we told the doctors to give him something weaker, but to no avail. After about 10 minutes, he called me in his room once again to see if I'd called my dad. I said, "Yes." I'm waiting for him to call me back. Another lie. I didn't even call him. He then violently dropping the black box on the ground and tossing it across the bed. "This damn box won't open. Where are them car keys at?" Turning the page. Now, I'm not sure if he's in his delusional state or not. If he is, he'll forget about the lie that I made up out of his car. If not, I've got some more lying to do. Good. So the next one is Ashes. You're after this. Cool. So the next one is Ashes by Miss Jane Selman. There was just a second when I forgot he was gone. Not euphemistically gone, but actually dead. A vase of ashes on the other side of a bookend. All the Harry Potters lined up like British troops marching right into the line of fire instead of crawling on the ground like the Americans in the Revolutionary War. We were going to spread them in the backyard, but I was worried that one day we left the house, they would be gone to us, and visiting hours would be restricted. The new owners would dig up the herbs, berries, honeysuckle, now growing on their own each season, and build an in-ground pool or a patio with a high-end barbecue grill. Chairs from Pier 1, hamburgers from Whole Foods, cruelty-free tomatoes and chips. Organic charcoal, and we would never find the ashes again. Anyway, they would wash away with April rain or blow away with March wind, get snowed over or bathed in by sparrows. Maybe if I dug up a furrow under the trees, planted the ashes with marigolds or an azalea, I could find it again. When they vacationed at Six Flags, disguised as a meter reader, I could stop by for a chat, borrow a book, and talk him into a chess game. He would hand me the book, say, maybe later. It would be like old times.
So this next piece is called Blue States. Blue States by Jane Selman. Blue States, blue plate, specials, blue velvet she wore, blue bayou, and blue rather than happy with someone else. Blues, the death of the Grand Canyon. The mark of the Marianas Trench geography is a safe comparison down in the Squid Ink village of the blues. Blue Bayou, nothing in the DSM for this. Look it up. Psychiatry excuse the blues. No air, no air. Cyanotic blue. Not in our pack of Crayolas. All you have to do is breathe. Oxygen, air, atmosphere. Breathe. The blues, let them go. The blue, let it go. Float away like a picnic balloon. Breathe, sweetie. Just breathe. You, yes, you, open your eyes. They're blue too. Look at the sky. Blue. Look at the ocean. Blue. The wild violets on the front lawn and the chicory. Remember, we're going to make coffee with it. Today, we play the blues and old LPs. You look like the sound better. We hear the crackles and scratches of time, of experience, of making it through to the other side. I lean against you and hear the fractal beauty of your melody.
Deflated Ambrosia Galore? Cold.
Cold, as in we haven't...
Because we just got it.
What am I reading?
You're reading Scunge.
All right.
Alright, this is Deflated Ambrosia Galore by Rufus Drawlings. Lights up, sparse-looking classroom, sound of bell ringing, and children from afar cheering, running, lockers slamming, etc. Slumped over a student desk is Scunge, a drunken 13-year-old. Sitting at another desk is Hortensia, a scowling 13-year-old glaring at the teacher, Miss Beige. The outside sound of children leaving school fades.
How long we in here for?
It's after-school detention, not a prison sentence, Hortensia, and you know it's only for an hour, until 4 p.m.
My daddy says next time I'm home late, I'm going to have to eat the dog's supper, and she's going to have to eat mine. And he makes me do the sweeping around the house and dumping the dog's food. I'm going to be eating dead houseflies because of you.
I doubt any of what you've just said is true, and you put yourself in here for your outburst in class today.
Why, Scunch gets to sleep, not me. That ain't fair.
He's passed out drunk. But yes, detention should be served while awake.
Miss Beige gets up from behind the teacher's desk, walks up to Scunge, and shakes him awake. He lashes out at her, but sits up, bleary-eyed and red-faced.
I was having a porn dream. A mermaid was letting me juice it between her slits.
Watch your mouth, Scrunge. Detention is still part of school, and no more raspberry iced tea for you. I know it's red wine.
You don't know shit, lady. I answered every question on that test.
Your response to who signed the Declaration of Independence was some filthy hose.
Was I wrong?
Stay awake for the next hour. I've made an appointment tomorrow for you with the guidance counselor.
Only counselor I need is my uncles Jim Beam, Jack Daniels, and Johnny Walker.
Be quiet, Hortensia.
Dead flies.
I can't stay till 4 p.m. My mom is getting me in a minute to go and buy church shoes.
What?
The classroom door opens. In walking Weeping Cherry, a drunk and mean-looking hooker, and that'll be me. She bumps into a few student desks, wobbling. She wears a tight dress and holds an oversized purse.
I'm hungry. Can I eat my snack?
Excuse me, but who are you? The school day is over, and you can't just walk into classrooms like this.
Like what? I'm fine. I'm here for Sconge.
Oh, you're his mother. We've been trying to get a hold of you for months. Sconge has a drinking problem, and he's only in the 8th grade.
Is that my line?
Yeah.
Well, then which grade is better? He becomes a drunk 8th? A drunk 8th? Whipping Cherry cracks him across the face. Miss Page jumps up to protect the boy.
Sconge needs counseling, not violence.
He making me way outside later than I was. I ain't having it. Boy on the payroll.
I don't understand.
That's 'cause you a teacher bitch. White bread, butter sandwich.
I'm hungry. Can I eat my snack?
Give me your snacks and I'll beat up this teacher bitch. I'm hungry too.
You need to leave right now, or I'm calling the police.
Popo might get Weeping Cherry again, but not before I get a black eye in on you.
What in the world is a weeping cherry?
Weeping Cherry starts to gyrate in front of the children. Scrunch laughs. My name! The juice never stops and the cherries for the man. Keep on weeping while I'm working.
No wonder Sconge comes into school with such problems. I am filing a report with Child Protection Services. He's only 12 years old. He shouldn't hear such filth.
Drop out of school and I'll get you a job, baby girl. You like money?
I just want to eat my snack.
So does the man.
You need to leave school property right now.
Hortensia takes out a bottle of graham crackers. Weeping Cherry grabs them from her. Hortensia wails. Weeping Cherry shoves them in her mouth. Watch me knock this uptight coos out.
Dyke Tyson!
Oh, I'll do it if she beats me if the cash is correct.
Stay away from me. Get out.
Sconge pulls out a plastic bottle from his backpack that is on the floor. He throws some red wine in it. He drinks.
Ladies and gentlemen!
Dead flies. That's what it always is. My stuff in a dog food.
Come on, teacher bitch. Never fight before, never too old to learn something new. Weeping Cherry whacks Miss Page with her oversized purse.
Ow!
Miss Page cries out in pain.
What's in that purse?
A brick? I don't leave the shelter underprepared. Sconge laughs. Hortensia jumps up and grabs her baggie of graham crackers. Weeping Cherry glares at her. What'd you do that for, you little shit? Miss Page hits Weeping Cherry with the long roller. She drops her oversized purse and lunges at the teacher. They scuffle on the floor. Sconge runs up to Miss Page's desk, sees her purse, and steals her phone.
You drunk asshole. Your mama ate one of my graham crackers.
That ain't my mama. My mama's coming to get me to go buy church shoes for Daddy's service tomorrow.
Miss Page punches Weeping Cherry and pushes her off her. Weeping Cherry is momentarily dazed.
Sconge, your father died?
Why else would I need church shoes?
Then who is this woman, and why is she here for you?
That's just Weeping Cherry, a hooker I ran snatch and grabs for. She's like my boss, but with tits.
What lives do you children have outside of school? My God!
I don't want to eat dog food.
I fucked your daddy for some snack cakes while your mama sobbed. Hortensia wails, then starts inhaling graham crackers as fast as she can. Weeping Cherry grabs the plastic bottle of wine from Sconge and starts chugging.
Hey, you can't take my wine, Weeping Cherry. I worked for that yesterday.
I'm calling both of your parents and the police.
Miss Page grabs her purse and looks at her phone. She can't find it.
Where's my darn phone?
Sconge waves it at her. He shoves it down in his trousers. Weeping Cherry starts to laugh at drunken hysterics. Hortensia still wolfs down graham crackers.
Bet if I move around in my chair a bit, I can take a photo your boyfriend will be jealous of.
That is disgusting and highly inappropriate. Get my phone out of your pants.
Nah, give it to me. Double the trouble. Sconge takes the phone out of his trousers and tosses it to Weeping Cherry. Miss Page lunges at her again while Weeping Cherry shoves the phone under her dress and squeezes her thighs tight. We hear a camera click. I heard a click!
You people are terrible.
I can't even have a phone yet. This is bullshit.
Wipe it off and give it back.
Weeping Cherry takes out the phone, wipes it off on her dress, and tosses it to Miss Page. Miss Bates drops the phone.
It's warm.
If you hold my mama up from getting me to get church shoes, she's really going to beat your ass.
No mama's come for you, Sponge. Why do you think I'm here?
Huh?
Big Sally's dead, Scungy boy. The ship wasn't right and she did too much. I'm taking you to get church shoes. You get 2 services now.
I'm an orphan?
You can have my mom and dad, Sponge. They think it's funny when kids eat dead houseflies.
Why does detention seem longer than all the hours of the day put together?
You paint that picture, Sponge?
Yeah, got me a B+ on it. Was going to take it home this weekend and surprise my mama with my good grade.
Good thing she's dead, because that picture looked like shit. Okay. That was beautiful. So we got one more from Rufus that I haven't divvied out yet. So I'm going to go ahead and say, can you guys go ahead and divvy out? And I'm just going to read one that was like a 10 by 10 submission, because we had one that was printed out twice.
Oh, no.
So we're like a piece short anyway. So I'm just going to read one, and it's that one on the side over there, the big thick one. Yeah, just go ahead and divvy that out, and I'm going to read something that was performed during our 10 by 10 festival. Called Testimony of an Angel Who Fell for the Love of Mankind by Zachary Rosen, young 18-year-old from Yale. Who's there? No need to be scared. There you are. No worries. I'm not going to hurt you. I'm Jesse. What are you exactly? Are you magical? Sorry, I can't just tell on sight anymore. Lost that ability a long time ago. I'm not your average ordinary mortal. Nope. I used to be an angel. At least that's what people will call us here and now. The more faith, century, and planet-neutral term is servant of the divine, but somehow that doesn't roll off the tongue so easily. So let's just say I'm an angel. Or I used to be an angel. I'm not sure which is more accurate nowadays. I fell. No need to be sad for me. It was a choice. I chose to fall. Now, why would you do this, you may ask? Don't I miss being immensely powerful up there in the heavens? Sometimes, yes. The scenery was pretty spectacular. I could go anywhere in the universe. And I miss flying. It's not like you would imagine. It's hard to explain to someone that only exists in the first few dimensions. It's like looking, only with movement. I haven't tried it in a while. I probably would pick up some unwanted attention. Being an angel, it's not really living. I've existed since the universe began, but that's all I did. I existed. I've been a human for a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of that time, and I have lived so much more than that first 14 billion years combined. When you're an angel, you have a purpose, and that's all you are. I was Jezreel, servant of the divine, and I was charged with watching over life. And that was what I did. I watched, like one great big cosmic supervisor. And eventually, when sentience started to develop, I was charged with watching over sentient creatures. You guys aren't like angels. We're given tasks by God. But when we asked her what you guys were supposed to do, she just said, their purpose is to be. And that was the extraordinary thing. You just were. You didn't have an innate purpose. You made your own. You lived. You created art and made war and loved and learned and a whole bunch of other stuff. You did all of these things, and all of you did these things. It just wasn't one of you who fell in love, who made art, who studied the cosmos, who told stories. You did everything, more or less. Of course, there were some things some species or individuals couldn't do or decided not to do, but for the most part, you were all pretty impressive generalists. And then there was me, watching. I got bounced around all different ends of the universe, overseeing the different pockets of sentient life. There was one group of aquatic beings, they reminded me of like octopuses, I guess, that built the most extraordinary things. And there was one avian species that danced with this incredible plumage. I mean, us angels have the best wings in all of creation, but I'd have to say those guys were a pretty close second. And then eventually I got to sign to humankind, and that's where things got interesting. I've been watching so long, I got curious, so I slipped on the skin of a man and decided to walk amongst you all. So I'm walking through the early human settlement, and I meet this man, Kiar. I still performed my duties, the same as usual, mostly. Even I would visit him, I was always distant, but I kept on learning how to feel, and then he died. He was stupid. He got into a fight over some cattle, and then he wasn't alive anymore. And knew I'd never see him again. When you all die, you see each other, but me, I remember the pain I felt, the first great pain of my existence, 13.5 billion years, and I'd never felt anything like it, like the entire universe, and I've seen the whole thing from one end to the other. It felt like it was just crushing me, or I'd been thrown into the sun, chained there, and it was burning me up over and over forever, or like I was trapped in the emptiest vacuum of space and I couldn't move or fly away, just endless void. That's what I became human in spirit, at least. That's what humanity is. It's pain and violence. It's bloody and messy, and it hurts so much, but remembered him too. What it felt like to touch someone for the first time, to kiss someone, to dance. What it felt like to lay up in the grass and stare up at the stars. And then looking at the stars forever. I lived there, but he taught me to wonder at them, and how big everything was. He would sing me poetry about that and the bigness of it all. That was new. So it felt like pain, like someone had cut me open inside, and I couldn't go back. I couldn't be an angel anymore. I couldn't unfeel. So I fell. Built myself a body made of flesh and blood. Took my halo and broke it in two. Caused quite an uproar, but no one knew exactly where I went. As long as I kept a low profile down here, I don't have to worry. I've been wandering the big world ever since. Over 7,000 years now, and I've been living, dancing, and creating, and discovering and falling in love. It feels just as incredible every time as the first time. And it hurts just as much as the end, every time. Just as much as the first time. I've been doing plenty of other stuff, too. I'm not a hopeless romantic. I remember the first time I ate cheese. And seeing the Eiffel Tower, skydiving. 7,000 years, and you still never run out of things to do. Michael, my husband, he got me into gardening 10 years ago when I met him. Not agriculture, just, flowers. I imagine it's like how God feels, except on a much smaller scale than she deals with. That's why I'm out here so late, getting some midnight weeding in. I prefer to do the weeding. Michael, he just throws them away. If I can, I take them somewhere and transplant them. They're alive, too. I love him a lot. Sometimes I think about 30, 40, hell, who knows with modern science. 100 years down the line, he'll eventually be gone. I like to come out here when I think about that. Whether it would be better just to go back, take up my old job, and couldn't do it. I'm not the same. You open me up and look at my ex, and I'm so much more flawed now than when I was made, even when I was fell. Much better that way, like you. But being imperfect does have its drawbacks. Like I said, I'm losing my old tricks. I'm fading. And eventually I'll fade out completely. I'll stop being. When humans die, they still have a place to go, but when angels, we aren't meant to die. There's not some paradise for us. When we go, I imagine we just go. Sometimes I get scared about that. I don't have to die, but I'd rather have a handful of millennia of this right here than eternity just sitting and watching. This, it's worth it. Sorry, I'm rambling. It's nice to talk to someone about this stuff. Thank you. Plucks a flower from a plant. Here. Violets are Mike's favorite. A gesture of my gratitude. It's going to rain soon, I can tell that. Why don't you come inside? He's got a fire going. I think he said something about making hot chocolate. Save it, at least until the storm passes, and you can get on your way.
This last piece is called Almond Gills and Werewolf Fronds by Rufus Drawlings. The characters are Kyle, a 16-year-old boy with dissociative disorder. He thinks he is either a piece of tile from the kitchen floor or a sorrowful, angry human teenager. Isadora is his troubled, exasperated mother who is in her early 40s, homeschooling him out of shame and fierce motherly protectiveness. And Muktuk is a 17-year-old Inuit high school exchange student from the Canadian Arctic, horrified and fascinated by Kyle's disorder and his easy American life. He is a skilled hunter, an intense observer, and wants the success of the southern life. Scene 1 is a suburban kitchen in the evening, a winter storm. Lights up on a standard suburban home. Isadora cooks dinner while her son Kyle lies on the floor in front of her, getting in the way.
Kyle, honey, Mommy's trying to cook dinner. Will you please move and sit at the table? You haven't finished your trigonometry lesson from today.
I'm Tile, not Kyle. I can't move from where I belong. I'm part of the floor, Isadora, and you know that. Tile does the human school lessons. I'm just part of the house. Only a mad woman would talk to the floor.
You see why I must homeschool you. 16 years of name jumping and behavior switching. How do you expect to eventually move out and go to college?
Floor tiles don't go to college. They don't go anywhere. Kyle isn't here right now, so don't talk to me as if I'm him.
Well, I have important news for both of you, so if Kyle is somewhere within you listening, he better listen clearly.
You call this dissociation syndrome. I call this me, Tile, being what I truly am. I won't call within to Kyle. Every time he moves with this body, I end up with pains. I'm meant to be here on the floor with the other tiled pieces.
I could kill that doctor who helped me give birth to you, writing down Tile, then Kyle on your birth certificate, just because I was groggy from the drugs and misspoke.
That was 16 years ago. Humans worry about the most foolish things. Tile pieces are at peace. We worry about nothing. We just are.
I've invited an exchange student from the Canadian Arctic to come and live with us for a year. He's an Inuit. Do you remember our social studies lessons about Inuit and Eskimos? The homeschooling board approved it. I think getting to know someone who has lived so differently from Kyle might help you out. Some socialization. You don't know any other teenagers.
You decided to homeschool Kyle from age 4 on. How is that his fault that he knows no children?
It's your fault. Who would play with him when you drop to the floor and ignore them?
And you think hosting a seal hunter will make me disappear? Humans.
I'm trying, Kyle. I'm really trying.
Again I say, humans! You try instead of just being. I have no concerns or aspirations beyond being a part of this floor, being one with my kind.
Isadora leaves the food for a moment and grabs Kyle and pulls him up from the floor. He starts screaming. She drops him back down and returns to his piece.
The boy is 17 and his name is Muktuk, and he will be here tomorrow. He has never been to the United States, and I'm not sure if he understands this is a homeschooling situation, but he must meet Kyle. They need to go out and do normal teenager things, like play soccer and go to the mall. He can't only know you, Tile.
No one knows me but my fellow tiled pieces. What you are suggesting is doomed to fail.
I'm not suggesting, I'm demanding. I'll put you in a goddamn psych hospital before raising you as a grown man. You have to break this, Kyle.
Tiles aren't meant to break. Just keep us clean with your mop, human.
I don't know how much longer I can stand this.
Standing, sitting, crouching, squatting, human foolishness. The tiles laugh at you and curse you for your sharp, high-heeled clacks upon us.
Isadora brings 2 plates of dinner to the table.
Get up, Kyle. You're a growing boy and you need to eat. Get up and be my son again.
Kyle starts writhing in pain and moaning and shaking. Isadora watches this with some interest. She has seen this behavior for years. He stops shaking and sits up with some difficulty.
Mom, how long was he here?
All day. You are behind on your homework thanks to that bastard.
I heard bits and pieces of what you said from far away, like down a tunnel. A boy is coming to live with us?
Kyle gets up and wobbly walks to the table and sits. He begins to eat. Isadora does too.
A Canadian Inuit boy from the Arctic. Isn't that exciting? for 1 year. His name is Muktuk, and his file says he's very smart and interesting. He can hunt. Maybe you two can do things together.
We're vegetarians. You want me to go hunting with him out in this winter storm?
No, I didn't mean that. Just go exploring. Take him to an arcade or the movies. Something normal teenagers do. Talk to girls.
Girls fear me or they laugh. Tile ruins everything.
Well, he's not here now. You are, and that's all that matters to Mommy.
Muktuk will be the same. He won't understand.
There's so much he won't understand. Has he ever seen TV or a house this nice? I'll explain your condition when I go pick him up from the airport tomorrow.
Should I come with you?
You know, when Tile emerges and he can't lie down, he starts to howl like a damn animal? I don't think that's a great first meeting for poor tired Muktuk, right, sweetie? Best you stay here and wait for us.
Okay, Mom.
Isadora squeezes Kyle's shoulder lovingly.
You just keep trying to be Kyle as much as you can. Fight that monster inside you, baby.
Kyle pulls a bottle of pills from his pocket, takes a few with a glass of water.
These meds never do enough to squash him down.
Remember when you first refused to take them? You were barely yourself. They do help a bit.
Food's good, Mom.
It should be. Kyle never eats. You missed lunch. And trigonometry.
I've missed years.
Lights fade to black, end of scene. Scene 2 is a suburban den, daytime, a winter storm. Kyle lies down on the wood floor in front of the couch. A television is off to one side. A bookshelf stands on the other side. Isadora enters with Muktuk, big and handsome, and his luggage. The two shake off snow from the winter storm.
Oh, Muktuk, you are going to love central heating, believe me.
I can stand the cold.
I can only imagine. Well, here things might be more comfortable for you.
The American life? I read a lot about it. I've seen things on TV, too.
Oh, you have TV in the Canadian Arctic?
Bad unemployment rates. Lots of time to sit around and fantasize.
Well, welcome to the reality.
Muktuk walks up to Tile and stares down at the teenager. He looks back at Isadora.
This is the condition you explained about in the car?
Isadora drags Muktuk's bags inside and then joins him by Tile.
Yes, sadly, you haven't met my wonderful boy Kyle yet. This is the unwanted Tile. I never know how long he'll stay. But Kyle is a great boy. He's only a year younger than you. You two will be wonderful student buddies, I'm sure.
But if I'm older, won't I be in different grade at high school than Kyle?
Oh, it wasn't explained to you, was it? Kyle can't attend high school because of his dissociative disorder, not even with the medications he takes. I homeschool him. You'll be homeschooled, too.
But I don't have broken mind. I can attend high school, live here. I agreed to this because I want full American experience.
Muktuk, the program that accepted you was through the Homeschooling Association. My hands are tied.
Hands. More human nonsense.
Oh, the great floor king decides to join the conversation. Tile, meet Muktuk. Muktuk, Tile.
You very strange.
I'm part of the floor. I keep everything solid and balanced and free from falling into the basement. You stomp around on human legs and dirty me, and I'm the strange one, seal hunter.
You know nothing of my people's tradition, po' boy.
He easily enrages everyone. Don't let him get to you. When you meet Kyle, you'll just love him.
I don't love strangers as fast as my heart beat. Things take time.
Time only matters upon upkeep. Wash us, mop us, sweep us, varnish us, sand us down, and fix our broken nails. That is what floors think of. We look at you beasts and laugh.
Already I miss the floors of ice.
Oh, please give this a chance, Muktuk. I was hoping when Kyle emerges, you two can go out and meet other teenagers, see American teenager life like you saw on TV back home.
But if he just falls on floor while we play football, everyone laugh at us and no one laughs at Muktuk. I'm a great hunter and wise beyond years. I don't know how this will work.
Work, work, work. More human busyness.
Muktuk, are you hungry?
I feel my appetite is gone, but yes. I'm in the States. I want a double cheeseburger and cola pop.
Oh, we're vegetarians in this house. You'll have to eat meat and fast food outside. And the driving back from the airport wasn't very safe. I'm not comfortable with us going out again, and this time for a drive-through of unhealthy food.
Are there any more disappointments I should know about?
You're ugly from this view.
Muktuk is not ugly, and neither are you. You are handsome boys, and the only ones getting stress wrinkles around here is me.
I expected something so different.
Oh, you won't be trapped in the house once the winter storm passes, Muktuk, I promise. And Kyle will come back, and you two can learn and have fun together, and I was hoping you might be able to get him to socialize. You seem eager to meet other teenagers.
Yes, that's because I was going to attend a regular high school and meet some.
I'm sorry things weren't explained to you, but I was afraid if I wrote you about Kyle, you wouldn't be interested. Many exchange students turn us down.
Almost all. Smart humans.
So you lied to me, and here I am?
Well, omitting some information isn't exactly lying. I did say my son Kyle was special and unique.
Every American parent says that. I see it on TV. Where I come from, you're just an extension of your family, your tribe, and all that matters is how good you could be at becoming a provider for a wife someday. And now I'm so far away from home.
You are trapped, like me, to the floor.
Enough of your nasty comment.
Muktuk grabs Kyle and lifts him up, holding on to him. Kyle screams like a banshee. Isadora tries to break him up.
I've heard Lester scream from a seal while I killed it. You have nothing to scream for, spoiled American brat.
Kyle stops screaming, but starts convulsing. He wakes up as Kyle in Muktuk's arms.
What the hell? Are you the Inuit?
I'm Muktuk, and I'm not happy with this situation.
Then you met Kyle. Can I sit on the couch?
Muktuk drops Kyle on the couch. Isadora hugs him protectively.
We abhor violence in this house, Muktuk.
But lying is okay, huh? What veggie food are you offering me?
Spinach and squash lasagna with hummus and pitas on the side. It's very filling and good for you.
I need a cigarette.
You smoke?
Yes, many bored teenagers do. I was bored, unemployed back home. School wasn't challenging for me.
Mother is a good teacher. She will challenge you.
You should smoke outside.
I think that demon inside of you will challenge me more.
We hate him like you wouldn't believe. But I'm not a bad guy, Muktuk. I want to be out there meeting girls and going to parties and being normal. I'm just not.
Well, I was always taught to expect little in life, so I wouldn't be mad at either of you. This may turn out to be a life-changing year for me. This is how I shall look at it.
Thank you, Muktuk. I'm so glad you're willing to give this a chance.
Yeah, man, thank you. Whatever Kyle says to you isn't me, I swear.
I'm going to have my smoke now. We lead after?
I'll go warm up the lasagna now.
You have beer?
You aren't 21 years old yet, Muktuk, the legal drinking age in the USA.
I know, but that's not what I asked. You have beer?
I have red wine, and while I'd never give alcohol to a minor, to an exchange student especially, I think I can make an exception in this case.
After dinner, we can play charades.
Great. I'll be back.
Muktuk exits the house to smoke.
He hates us, Mother, and he's cooler than me. Beer and cigarettes, I'm like a broken toy in comparison.
But you're my broken toy, and I love you.
I love you too, Mom. I hope this goes well.
We should just make Muktuk feel at home.
Kyle will chase him away.
Take your meds, sweetie. We'll keep squashing him down.
Kyle pulls out a bottle of medication from his pocket. There's a glass of water on the coffee table. He pops a few pills.
I'm so lonely, like an old man's toothbrush.
Oh, honey, it can't be like this for life. At some point, it's got to stop.
What if it never does? What happens when you eventually die and I'm left alone with Kyle?
Well, let's just keep on living. You and me, just to crush him down.
The two hug. Muktuk re-enters the room.
Sorry I got mad at you two. I've never been a guest in any place like this before.
Oh, come here, Muktuk. Group hug.
Muktuk walks over to the couch and sits next to Kyle. Isadora squeezes them both in a big hug.
You boys hungry?
Yes, Mom.
Yes, airplane food don't do much for my appetite.
Everything's gonna be okay, Muktuk. You'll see.
What will I see?
Lots and lots of nothing.
Lights fade, end of scene. Scene 3, suburban kitchen. Daytime, a winter storm. Kyle and Muktuk sit at the kitchen table working on their lessons. Isadora is elsewhere.
So you been yourself all night?
Yeah, I woke up as me. Mom said it's the medications helping. I'm me. The more I'm me and less him, we have the pills to thank.
We have crazy people where I'm from. If they can't help make the village better, we send them to the ice to die.
That's awful.
The Canadian Arctic isn't for soft people.
Am I soft?
Kyle holds out his arm to Muktuk. Muktuk squeezes it.
Yes, soft.
Kyle thinks he's hard as marble, so I don't take soft as an insult.
I didn't mean it as one. Your arms are smooth as a girl's.
I'm not hairy.
Feel this.
Muktuk holds out a flexed, hairy, muscled arm. Kyle squeezes it.
You're like a grown man.
You have to where I'm from. The weak get eaten up.
That's how I feel. Weak. Like, in 2 years I graduate from high school and I have no idea how I'd live without my mom.
A real man can make anything he wants to happen come true.
Then how do I destroy this other part of me, the one who holds me back? Burn him with fire?
Muktuk looks outside at the window at the winter storm.
Or maybe freeze him with ice.
Isadora enters the room.
How are the grammar questions going, boys?
Okay.
So what we can do, go out and win a storm once the lessons are done. I'm used to snow and ice.
Can Muktuk and I go hiking through the woods out back?
You'll bring your pills and a bottle of water, won't you?
Of course, Mom.
I'll protect Kyle Isadora.
What happens if Kyle comes back?
Then I carry him home. I'm big and strong.
So that's a yes, Mom?
Sure, sweetie. Poor Muktuk has been stuck inside since he got here. Fresh air will do you both some good.
Isadora gets herself a glass of water, glances at the boys' papers, and pops a pill of her own. She wanders out of the room.
This is weird school.
Mom will check the papers later. She just took her pill.
What for?
Anxiety. It makes her feel bad, like he's her fault. We know the disorder is genetic, and my dad's side of the family had a lot of crazy people in it.
Where's your dad?
Dead. Shotgun. I was too little to remember him. The reason Mom hates violence, he had this too, different people inside of him.
Suicide is frowned upon in my village. Another sign of weakness.
It isn't looked favorably upon here either. It's why Mom insists on me taking so many pills.
She thinks you'll off yourself like your old man did?
That or the institution, either one scares her.
Does it scare you too?
Of course. I just want a normal life.
How many questions you got left?
3.
I'm already done. Let's go hiking, huh?
I should finish these first. I really should finish.
Arm wrestle me.
I'll lose.
If I win, we go right now. You lose, we go with your work incomplete. So what?
Homeschooling is like real school, you know? You got to do the work.
Yeah, but there's no girls, so this is like a real school.
I guess.
You ever been with a girl, Kyle?
Nope. Still a virgin. What a shocker.
I had many girls in my village. I took their breath away. I'm big, you know?
You sure like to brag, huh?
Arm wrestle me.
Okay.
The boys arm wrestle. Muktuk wins.
So we go, right?
Yeah, I got to get dressed.
Kyle leaves the room. Muktuk picks up his coat, gloves, and hat that are behind his chair. Isadora enters the room.
You boys are done with grammar?
Yep, heading outside for a hike. I want to show Kyle how to man up in the snow.
Isadora looks over the papers. She pours herself a glass of wine.
He's 3 questions shy.
Muktuk stands up tall.
I'm not shy. In my village, I'm already a man.
You are one of a kind, aren't you, Muktuk?
Best seal hunter in my age group.
You know we're vegetarians. Don't tell me that.
I conquered them all, seals and girls.
Oh, don't compare girls to murdered seals.
Both of them bleed.
Oh, that's terrible humor, Muktuk.
Just the truth. You don't want Kyle to be all sour grapes all his life, do you? He could be wine.
I don't even know what that means.
Almond gills and werewolf fawns. One crazy man told me before, we forced him out to the ice to die.
What does that mean, almond gills and werewolf fronds?
That many things don't make sense until you decide that they do. It's like Kyle with his affliction. Yeah, he got pills, but maybe there are other ways to heal him.
Don't try to convince him not to take his pills. They keep Kyle away for as long as they can.
But he keeps coming back, doesn't he?
Well, he's been Kyle all day. That's a blessing.
You brought me here for a reason, and it wasn't to meet American girls.
I want my boy to have a friend, even just one. But he needs his medication.
Can I have some wine? I finished my grammar questions.
Well, last night was different. You were upset. I was too, but in the U.S., you are still underage.
I've had babies already. I've killed seals. I've driven on snowmobiles that would rip your face skin off. I'm no little boy like Kyle.
Isadora gets another glass and passes the bottle to Muktuk. He stands close to her and pours himself a glass, but drinks from the bottle instead. Isadora blushes.
You have a boyfriend, Isadora?
I'm a widow. Kyle's dad died when he was 2 years old.
He told me.
He did?
No man since then.
You're 17, Muktuk. What you're suggesting.
In my village, they get you remarried to a strong young man.
We aren't in your village.
Kyle re-enters the room dressed to go out in the snow. Muktuk passes him the full glass of wine.
Oh, he can't mix alcohol with his medication, and he's underage.
Just once, Mom. It's cold out there.
Muktuk drinks from the bottle, then refills Isadora's glass. Kyle drinks his wine glass and grimaces. He has never drunk wine before.
Oh, that taste. You like this, Mom?
It makes Mommy feel good.
Come on, Kyle. Let's go hiking before our buddy Kyle comes back, yeah?
Kyle gulps down his wine and grimaces. He burps and laughs.
Be safe out there, both of you. And Muktuk, if Kyle emerges, you bring my boy straight home, you understand?
Of course.
You still owe me 3 grammar questions, got it?
Of course, Mom.
Isadora gives Kyle a big hug. She gives Muktuk a hug, too. He holds on a bit too long. She pulls away.
I still have my job upstairs on the computer, programming. You boys have fun. Get some exercise.
I love you, Mom.
I love you too, sweetie.
Come on, soft man. Let's go kill some seals.
Kyle laughs at this joke, and the two exit the scene out into the winter storm. Isadora looks at her empty glass and chugs from the bottle. She refills her glass with the bit of wine left and exits the scene from the other side. Lights fade, end of scene. Scene 4, the woods. Daytime, a winter storm. A winter woods scene. Snow blows on both teenage boys as they trudge through the woods.
I miss summer. It always feels like waiting for a bus that doesn't come.
Live in the present, man. Appreciate the fresh air.
What time is it? I got to take my pills, I think.
Muktuk pulls out a medicine bottle from his pocket and shakes it in front of Kyle.
These?
Muktuk opens the bottle and scatters the pills into the snow.
Muktuk, what did you just do?
I'm going to toughen you up, man. You don't need all that American pharmacy nonsense.
Yes, I do.
That's your mother talking. Cut the cord, brother.
But he comes back. Don't you understand?
I'll scare him away. I'll kill you, Kyle. Don't you trust me?
I don't trust myself.
Kyle starts to shake and moan. He collapses to the snowy ground. Muktuk runs up to him and shakes him. Kyle lies stiff as a board.
Kyle, are you with me? Are you okay?
Kyle has reverted to tile.
This floor is colder than the kitchen, human.
Kyle, if you're in there, I'm going to break you free, man.
The weak one is buried within me like this stupid body is in the snow. No point in trying.
Fuck you, Kyle. Kyle is my new buddy. You won't take over.
Don't you throw away the pills to destroy me. How quickly you forget your own actions, Eskimo shitface.
I did that to free him from your clutches. You won't win.
Won't I? You think I need this body? It needs me more like it.
What are you without it? Can you exist otherwise?
Oh, maybe I have ideas. Maybe I'll swap bodies, hop into you.
That's not how brain disorders work, Kyle. I know that much.
I've heard you. You're just a braggart. Deal seals and muscles and girls and wines and your dick. You just want everyone to be impressed by you. I'm not weak like that.
Then what are you, huh?
Just part of the floor. I don't feel close to the other tile pieces, but I know we are one in spirit.
And can't you be part of the ice floor like the Inuit live? Or are you weak?
I am anything but weak. You be part of the ice floor. I am anything but weak. Anything but. I can be the floor of the ice house.
I don't believe you. I think you're faking.
I can be the damn floor to your ice house, seal killer.
Fine then. Here we are in my ice house.
I see no walls.
Ah, but I've only but the floor. The walls, the floor, the animals, pelts come next. One thing at a time.
That's sensible, but the foundation.
Exactly. Can you stay secure as my floor for a while? If I go away for a smoke, I don't want ash on my new floor.
Go ahead. Tile is floor and floor is tile. I feel nothing. Go ahead. Go away.
I'll come back for you, Kyle.
Muktuk pulls out a cigarette and lighter and walks away from Tile, deep in the snow, shivering.
I need nothing. I am nothing. I am the floor. I am a piece of the floor and nothing more. I am preserved in incestuous flowers, no offspring to bear in a frosted pane. No ashes to ashes, no dust to dust. I will never die. I will never disappear. I will freeze you with this fragrance so sweet. I name the day. I name the day. I am nothing more. I am nothing. I am.
Lights fade on the snowy scene. The end.
Yeah.
All right. So that was it for this evening. You can go ahead and kill us off. This is Present 10's. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Thank you everyone who came out for a lovely evening.